Konnichiwa. Welcome to Kokoro no Gakko's Summer Japanese Cultural Program. I am Hashimoto Sensei. I'm a retired kindergarten teacher with the Pajaro Valley Unified School District. I am also a kindergarten teacher at Kokoro no Gakko, along with my sister, Hoshiyama Sensei, who is also a retired kindergarten teacher in the district. Today, I'm very pleased and excited to present the Boys' Day display. This is a traditional Boys' Day display, and it's celebrated on May 5th, the 5th month and the 5th day of the year. It's also called Shobu-no-Sekku, and Shobu-no-Sekku is the iris flower and the iris plant. So Boys' Day is named after Shobu-no-Sekku because the leaf of the iris is shaped like a sword, and it shows strength. On Boys' Day, on May 5th, the families will have a nice warm bath for their boys, and they will place these iris leaves in the bath water so that the boys will become very strong and healthy. The festival, Shobu-no-Sekku, means striving for success. There is a large cotton carp, or koi. In Japanese we call this koi. And it is usually attached to a long pole displayed in the front garden. And it designates the number of boys in the family. I have 2 brothers in my family, so there would be 2 koi on the poles in the front yard. My husband, Marcia Hashimoto, there are 7 boys in his family, so his family would have 7 koi flying from the pole in the front yard. The symbolism of the carp is strength. The carp is a very strong fish, and it can swim upstream. In fact, in Kyoto, when my husband and I were visiting in Kyoto, we went to a park, and there was a beautiful pond with koi swimming in the pond. Also in the pond was a waterfall, and at the top of the waterfall was a bronze dragon. And so the story is, the koi is such a strong fish. It can swim upstream, but not only upstream, but up a waterfall. And when it reaches the top of the waterfall, it changes into a dragon, which shows how much strength it has. Parents hope that their sons will persevere and never give up through all life's challenges, and they hope for the success of their children. Another little story is, boys and girls, if you have learned to ride a bicycle, and I know when you first start to learn to ride a bicycle, it might be very difficult, and you might fall quite a bit. But even if you fall a number of times, do you throw the bicycle away and quit? No, I don't think so. I don't think you would do that. You would be encouraged to try again. There's a saying, if once you don't succeed, try and try again. And so that's what the Japanese families hope that their children will do. If they're not successful at first, they will try again until they are successful. And pretty soon you'll find, oh, I can ride a bike, and you'll have a wonderful time doing so for the rest of your life. Now I'd like to have your attention to the glass case. And in the glass case, there is a samurai warrior, and he's wearing the traditional battle armor. He's holding a commander's order baton designating the troops to attack. And the baton almost looks like a lamp. The samurai is a leader who is honorable, strong, upholds good values, and lives a long and prosperous life. At the top of the display, right in the middle here, we have a samurai's helmet called kabuto. Note that there's a dragon design on the helmet, as well as these, they look like gold horns, and that shows the fierceness of the samurai warrior. On the sides of the kabuto, you will see two long poles. On one of the poles, you will see the koi. And on this family, there perhaps are 3 sons in the family, so there are 3 koi. On the other side, we have, it looks like a windsock, but this represents water. And on the top of the pole, you see a design that looks like arrows. And this is a pinwheel, and the design is an arrow with a golden ball at the top. Next, we see the warrior's bow and arrow and a sword. Now, if you can tell, this sword looks like it's kind of upside down. The handle is facing downward and the blade is facing upward. And that means it is peacetime. Long time ago, the samurai warriors always, their weapons were sword and bow and arrow, and not rifles or guns. So that's why, because this is a traditional display, we have the sword and bow and arrows. On the table in the front, we have a fan, the warrior's, the commander's fan, and it has a red dot on it, which symbolizes the sun, the rising sun. And that design is on Japan's flag. And this is a Japanese flag from Japan. And you can see that there's a white background and a red rising sun. Our flag in America are stripes, red and white stripes with white stars on blue. But in Japan, it's a background of white with the red sun in the middle. And that's the design on the fan. Also, on top of the command fan is the baton, command baton, that looks again like a lamp, and the commander would point the baton in the direction where he wanted the troops to march, because that would be where the battle is. And actually, because it's looks like metal, like gold, it would shine in the sun and be very easily seen by the men in the back. In the middle, we have a drum, and this is to gather the troops together. When the drum is played, it can be heard for miles away, and the troops know that, oh, it's time to get ready for battle. So they immediately come to attention. And it also, when it's played, it signals that the battle has been won, so victory in battles as well. Next to the drum is, it's hard to tell what it is, but it's a flat helmet. It's a flat kabuto. And on top of the kabuto is the stick, which is used to hit the drum with. Now I'd like to show you a real Japanese samurai sword. And it's quite large, in a nice case. And if it was peacetime, the sword would be put away with the handle on the bottom and the blade facing upward. And if it were wartime, the blade would be downward and the handle facing upward, so that samurai would be ready to take his sword out. So here is a Japanese sword, and you can see the blade is quite sharp and quite long. So May 5th is also designated as Children's Day, not only Boys' Day, but now Children's Day. And it is a national holiday. It's called Kodomo no Hi. Children are extremely important to the Japanese people. In America, we celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day, the importance of our parents. But in Japan, it is the children that are most important. So I hope you enjoyed learning about our Boys' Day display. And if you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer them. In the meantime, we'll hope to see you again. Domo arigatou gozaimashita, and sayonara.